told your friend you're not okay? And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Got a buildup of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay? Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked you, brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby, have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you, but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts.
You can see our auxiliary battery is already installed next to the air filter. Behind it, I left some space for installing additional accessories. To help you understand, I've drawn a rough sketch. This side is the front and this is the back of the car. Our auxiliary battery is located in this position of the vehicle. After the auxiliary battery, we'll install a dual battery isolator and an independent fuse box. In the middle section, I'll also install a car radio. So, in the front of the car, I'll need to install an antenna here. Above it, I'll place some auxiliary lights. Inside the car, you can see there are many spare slots on the dashboard. I'll place the auxiliary light switches here, and the car radio will go in the center of the dashboard, in the middle of the center console. On either side of the handbrake, there are for blank buttons. Here, I'll install USB charging ports with uninterrupted power supply from the auxiliary battery in the engine bay. I'll run two main cables all the way to the trunk. In this location, there's an ideal space for a power inverter to provide 220 volts AC power. Using the limited space on both sides, I'll create a multifunctional panel on the right. We will install a multifunctional panel on the right side. This panel will integrate a 220 volts power source and a 12 volts power source for convenience. It will make power usage more efficient. The multifunctional panel on the right side has been introduced previously. Next, we'll proceed to install it. Okay, back to the negative battery terminal in the cabin. We'll connect the power cables for the rear trunk. Now, the trunk is powered via the positive and negative power cables. Next, we'll return to the trunk. Let's turn on the circuit breaker. First, we'll test the 12 volts power section of the multifunctional panel. Turn on the switch. The upper section is the USB charger. Let's give it a try. Let's check if the phone can charge. It works perfectly. Next, we'll turn off the 12 volts panel. Let's test the 220 volts power source. Turn on the inverter first. To test its power capacity, we're using a heat gun. We won't use the second gear, though. We'll test it on the first gear. It's working fine. The output power here shows over 800 watts, which is excellent. The functionality of the trunk has been fully tested. We can reinstall its decorative panels. All the panels can be reinstalled. The decorative panels on both sides of the trunk are now installed. On the left side, we've installed an inverter. There's also an independent power switch. Of course, this switch will have a dedicated fixed position in the future. On the right side, there's an integrated multifunctional power panel. You can see a 12-volt power outlet here. It also includes a USB fast charging port and a cigarette lighter socket. This side is a 220-volt AC power supply. Turn on the switch, and you'll see the functional panel. Drawing skill isn't great, but I hope you can understand it. First, I designed a few expandable drawers. These are for tools, as well as camping gear. Of course, the drawers don't take up the entire trunk space. I left some space in the front for larger items. Here, I designed a foldable expansion board. This board can also be expanded into a sleeping platform. Additionally, the back row has been redesigned to have foldable lay-flat seats. When the seats are laid flat, it creates a large resting area. When folded, it increases the rear seat back space. Now, let's take a look at the latch mechanism. Originally, the latch was controlled by a spring-loaded structure. This latch is unlocked by pulling the exterior door handle. When locked with a mechanical key, the exterior handle becomes inactive. Here, I've drilled a small hole and inserted a bicycle gear shift cable. This allows me to pull the cable to unlock the latch regardless of the lock state. I'll just need to build a bracket to secure the cable. Once the cable is fixed, it'll work perfectly. So now, I just need to make a bracket here and secure this bicycle gear cable to this spot for proper use. Now, these small components have been designed and manufactured. Let's install them. Now, these small components have already been designed and manufactured. Let's assemble them. For the trunk have all been pre-assembled, except for this one panel, which is a foldable bed extension on top. It was worth sacrificing sleep, spending 3 days and 2 nights on the design. All the measurements are extremely precise. Everything fits perfectly. You can see here that a smooth, large bed surface is formed. This rear seat backrest angle is also very comfortable. Furthermore, the original seat cushions create a much larger space in this position. Of course, we still need to make a seat backrest cushion. The trunk panels are currently just pre-assembled to ensure my previous design parameters are accurate. Once I confirm that all the designed components fit perfectly, I can proceed to the next step, including the design and fabrication of auxiliary hardware and the seat backrest cushion. Finally, all the components are ready, including these hardware accessories. I've drilled all the necessary holes in the panels. Let's start the final assembly. worked until past 11 p.m. again. The trunk space assembly is finally complete. Now, you can see, it's set up in rest mode for sleeping. When fully extended, it provides a bed surface 2 meters long. The front bed panel is actually the folded rear seat backrest. It's supported by 2 sets of 76 size heavy-duty rails. The rails can easily retract into the trunk. Once stored, lowering the bed panel turns it back into the rear seat backrest. On either side of the backrest, I've added the hand-tightened screws for alignment and securing. I also included child seat mounts. The newly made seat backrest not only increases the rear seating space, but also preserves the use of the original partition. Of course, the seat cushion is still in production. The expandable bed panels in the trunk also use heavy-duty rails for support. Each side has support points. The side supports are fixed to the car's original rails using knobs. Loosening the screws on both sides makes folding it very convenient. Once the support rails are folded, you'll find the trunk space is still very spacious. The left upper level features a large storage drawer. Below that is a complete set of repair tools. On the right is a covered large drawer that can also serve as a tabletop. Below that is a hidden extendable table that can be used outside the car. This setup, a multifunctional trunk space solution, I'm very satisfied with. Do you like it? At the end of this video, let's follow the camera to check out the demonstration of the internal features. Functional display of interior space.